Hola, mi gentes. How are you guys? So, I am parked in my car. I'm tired. I gotta drive home. What a week. So, excuse me. There's so much to cover. So, I had planned maybe about 3 different videos, 6 different topics, and I didn't really know how to it just seemed like all the 3 tie in together. There was a synchronicity that happened, so you're just gonna get this one update. So, excuse me, I have a belch. Anyways, I usually tell you guys that when my grandmother gets this too, like when we're in the zone, when we're synced in or hooked up, as we call it, you get these belches, and that's how you know like something is working through your body. It's so fun. It's funny how like I'm getting that. My grandmother had it for a long time, and we made fun of her about it. We used to say, "Why does grandma burp all the time?" Anyway, so what was quite fascinating was in the beginning of the week I had a message about fear, and how if we were to break up the wording atmosphere into 3 syllables, there is at most fear. So we've been vibrating at this frequency of at most fear. And we shouldn't live that way. We shouldn't live in a fear-based reality, because we are here to not give the lower frequencies power. And there's this cool live stream that happened yesterday. It was with Jeffrey Daltrey, Derek Broer of Global Witness Channel, Rex Bear from the Leak Project, and Wayne Steiner. Quite fascinating, right? So the 4 of them had, an in-depth dialogue. And basically, if you guys feel like you're so behind on the spiritual movement or the truther community movement, check out that live stream. It sort of just updates you with what many of us have been going through the last 6 years, and the questions that we've asked. So I've included that link in the description below. But yeah, so I thought it was fascinating about at most and fear. And then Thursday I had a message about compassion, that if people, I got treated very badly by a doctor, and this doctor, I don't know what his deal was, but he just wasn't having it with me, period. He told me things like, "Oh, so it looks like you just want someone to baby you, or I don't know why you're telling me your whole life, like I'm not a counselor, do you want a therapist?" And he also told me, I was sharing with him about my physical health, which is pretty good. My blood pressure came in at 117/75, which, it's nice to know that I have, a heart like a 6-year-old, 5, 6, 7-year-old. But the problem is though I'm an empath and I'm an intuit and I'm a beacon, I am hypersensitive of every single thing. Which is why even when I pulled over here to just eat a little snack before I hit the road again, there is nobody within a block radius of me. And I have to do that for myself. I deserve that. I deserve to not have the laws of attraction bring 10 people in parking spaces around me. I don't need, homeless transients stopping behind my car and standing there randomly. So it's nice to just pick a spot and vibrate on the message before it's interrupted. Excuse me. So this doctor really made me enraged and upset, but it had to correlate with fear. I'm not going to live in a fear-based reality where all of my, notions about reality are giving this person power, and the power of superiority complex. It's like I will never give anyone that much power. Like, I've had supervisors in the past when I worked in corporate, say, well, your job's to be poor and to be in the cubicle over there. Or, your job's to shut up and print out my work by 4 p.m. every day. There was even one time where I just didn't do my work at all after I was told, I was poor and broke, and my job's to sit over there in the corner. I will never be promoted. So I didn't do my job for maybe about 4 months or so, and then that supervisor ended up firing me, which, it's fine. I have a great job now. I love my job now, so there's challenges every day. My challenge that I have with work is it opens the door for criticism every day. Every day is criticism, and because I chose that, I sacrificed myself to be a service to others, but I open myself for retaliation, resistance, and feedback. It's just the life that I chose. So but going back to the live stream yesterday, which I thought was a very great, it was such good dialogue. There are things that I believe that were brought up. There are things that, we all have our conspiracy theory mindset. But it's fascinating that we don't have to be fearful about these things that we question and we feel are happening, because they're happening. They attract to our reality, but they only attract to our reality because it's almost like if there's this secret that we have, and it's called our spirit, our soul, which is what Rex and Derek said in the live stream. And you have these other fourth dimensional entities that we call darkness. They don't have the consciousness we do. They don't have the awarenesses we do. So they're curious, and they're frustrated. They really are trying to do a number on us to figure out how to take what we have. There's this other video that Naughty Beaver posted about Cain and Abel in the beginning and all that jazz. And it's fascinating because you would think that there was a God of Old Testament that told his followers about blood sacrifice and what, I need an offering. Go get me one now. Which wasn't our Heavenly Father, by the way. But it's fascinating how you have two sides. And I talked about this in my Two Witnesses video. I think that was about 4 videos ago. Are the two witnesses the two opposing sides, and do they come to terms with each other's truth? Like, they both discovered what they were going through was false the whole time, and what the opposition was standing for is their truth. So it's quite fascinating. Or maybe the two sides come to one agreement. Who knows? What else was I going to mention? I'm going to put Naughty Beaver's video below as well. The two are great to watch back to back because you're looking at pioneers and people, not pioneers, but ambassadors for the truther community, and people who really spend time to do the research. They read countless texts and books and whatnot, and I'm blown away at how much data these guys have gone through and dug up, and they still have their normal lives they go to. Today was quite fascinating because I was driving from work to a location, and I looked up and I saw 2, believe it or not, storks. I'll upload it. It's about a 10-second video. They look beautiful. They almost looked angelic because they glide so slow. But I caught 2 storks in the air, and I was like, that's fascinating. Storks, they remark fertility or birth or new beginnings. creation, divine feminine. So it was fascinating how the whole week I had all these different like messages, but it seems as though that they weren't even that necessary for me to post, but for my own journey to acknowledge, that everything was a purpose. And so I arrived to my friend's place. I'm sitting with them and talking to them. And quite fascinating was my friend had shared with me that she's expecting a child. So what you'll find is in the live stream, they were talking about synchronicities. Are there synchronicities? Do we have the power of telepathy, or does telepathy work with us? And and the answer is yes. The answer is yes. We already know that. Is there proof? Maybe not, but if we can theorize how we see something and we reson with the symbolism of it, it'll find our reality. So that was pregnancy number 1. There were 2 storks that I saw. So there had sorry, letting that motorcycle go by. There would have had to been 2 coincidences of pregnancy. Another pregnancy discussion was with my other friend I had on Facebook, and her prayer requests, and I really hope that if you guys believe and have faith in deliverance of what someone wants, my friend really needs our good energy and good faith to help the Father bring her a child. She's been trying for a long time, and she's not getting any luck, and so she's spent some time with in vitro and things like that, and the doctor was a total jerk. And it reminded me when I shared on Facebook about my experience with my doctor this week, that's when she opened up herself to me. And people don't know, but it's no big deal, but I deal with an autoimmune chronic disorder, so it's a blood thing, and I've had so many tests and inconclusives and false positives, but there's something that it is what it is. But I will not live in fear. I'm not afraid. I'm very healthy. I'm an athlete, so as long as I keep moving, things are good. But I was trying to motivate my friend that if you just walk in your built-up strength, if you walk as someone who will not be taken down by this atmosphere, if you can walk with compassion, if you can give opportunity to people when you see one, if you can speak from your heart, be kind, treat people, even your worst enemy, give them a cup of water, give them food if you have it. Because we are the greatest examples. We are the beacons of Christ. Like we are. Here goes another motorcycle. Anyways, I should roll up my window, duh. But we are the perfect examples of reminding people Christ is in us already. And I think that's what the whole bottom line is that whatever journey you have, however you came from before, you are here now. You are in the source, you are in the oneness. And there is no denomination for it. There is no name for it. We are just the divine. We are a beacon of truth and light. And it's such an honor to be that. So I hope you guys are inspired by the message. Have a great, wonderful weekend. And take care of yourselves. And please keep a prayer for my friend that she can be with child within the next month. That maybe we can get a good message. Month or 2. I think usually it takes about 7 weeks before you find out. But anyways, take care everyone. Bye.